This week on 20TV Weekly, students have a chance to learn about the great outdoors. Teens have an opportunity to help others in their community through a simple donation. But first, third graders find their voice and take action. You're watching 20TV from Academy School District 20 in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And I'm Julie Henninger. Thanks for joining us today on 20TV.
Local third grade students are learning how their voice is heard in the community.
Academy International Elementary School third graders have taken action in their yearly civics unit. During this unit, the students have an opportunity to write letters to the mayor concerning the new John Venezia Park. Students were able to share their visions of the new park and ask questions to make sure their needs are met. Peggy Heeler, the principal of Academy International Elementary School, says the construction of the John Venezia Park is an excellent way for students to learn about taking action.
It's a perfect case study for our students as they're learning about civic responsibility, giving back, taking action, and that sometimes we can take action, but it doesn't happen right away, and sometimes it takes years and years.
As a result of third grade letter writing this year, Mayor Steve Bach was able to write back to each student individually. The mayor also went to Academy International to thank the students for taking action. The third grade teachers at the elementary school use this as an opportunity to prove to the students that having a voice in your community can be beneficial. Third grade teacher Celeste Puccio explains her favorite part of the unit.
I enjoy when the kids take action. There's usually something with IB when the kids connect their learning to something they're doing and they take action, and in this case they were excited to write letters and actually meet the mayor, and we learned about the mayor in books, so that was pretty exciting to see.
As the John Venezia Park planning is still in process, the third graders enjoyed giving the committee suggestions for what should be included in the park. The students asked for a variety of equipment to be put in, such as tennis courts and hiking trails. One third grade student explains his vision for the new park.
I want to see a hockey rink, lots of trees, and things that my sister will be able to play on, and make sure it's free to go.
Students ended the unit with a better idea of what being a citizen means to them. The unit will take place next year when the John Venezia Park will be under construction.
In the spirit of Halloween, students at Pine Creek High School sacrificed a little pain to give someone else another Halloween. Penrose St. Francis Hospital Blood Bank teamed up with Pine Creek High School to give students an opportunity to donate blood. Hundreds of students at Pine Creek High School between the age of 16 and 18 donated blood in the auditorium. The blood donated was to help support the Give Someone Another Halloween campaign. The demand for blood increases every year because there are many treatments that couldn't happen without blood transfusions. Carol Ann Brooks explains why the need for blood is so great.
There's a great need for blood. It continues to grow because even though we're getting better at not using as much blood in surgery, there are other diseases like cancer where some of the treatments we're now using require blood transfusion or the person will become too anemic to go on.
Penrose St. Francis Hospital welcomes blood donations year-round. Anyone 16 years of age or older can donate blood. For more information, contact Carol Ann Brooks, the donor recruitment coordinator at 719-776-5174.
Students at Liberty High School are getting the adventure of a lifetime in this semester-long class. Rocky Mountain High is one of the many gym classes offered at Liberty High School. Started by Pat Wenger in 1987, offers a variety of outdoor sports including rock climbing, ropes course, kayaking, and snowshoeing. This class is a social team building class that focuses on the studying of different parts of a team, including leadership. Students will learn to work as a team by encouraging each other. There are many challenges that require students to step out of their comfort zone. Coach McElhaney pushes students to do their best and to be able to conquer their fears. Ethan Lockett explains why teamwork is the most important in and outside of class.
I think it's really important just outside of school and in the real world to learn how to work with people, even people that you don't really like a lot of times, just to, learn how to cooperate and work as one unit, I think is really cool.
For more information about Rocky Mountain High, contact your grade level counselor. Coming up after the break, Julie sits down with Dr. Hatchell to ask him a few questions about assessments.
And later, we'll take a look at some District 20 sports.
to Maddie. Congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to 20 TV Weekly. Today we have the District 20 Superintendent, Dr. Mark Hatchell. So, Dr. Hatchell, I'd like to ask some questions about the assessment process in District 20. Okay. Are you planning to change how assessments are done?
Well, the legislation for the assessments passed about 3 years ago, so there's not much leeway a district has. We need to give the PARCC and the CMAS exams as by law, and we've been planning for this for about 3 years. We are taking a look at some of our in-district assessments and maybe looking to do away with those, but the state mandated tests, there's not much we can change.
Yeah, I get that. So how would you like to have assessments improve over time?
Well, one thing for sure, I'd like for us to get the feedback quicker. Right now, students take the assessments, they spend a lot of time, hard work, and then oftentimes we don't get the results for 6 months. So we would like to see a quicker turnaround so we can use those to affect instruction, work on our professional development plans, and so the students can get the feedback to see how they're doing quicker.
Yeah, that'll definitely help. So why are assessments vital to District 20?
Well, they're vital to us because we'd like to take a look and evaluate our instructional program, our curriculum, and see how our students are doing as they compare to each other and across the state. That way we know if we have some weaknesses in our curriculum instruction that we want to bolster up through professional development, and it helps guide our instruction to do the best we can for all of our students.
That's good. All right. Now, do assessments affect both students and teachers?
Yes, I believe they certainly do. You know, students, they have to do the hard work. They have to sit down and take the tests, and it certainly can be draining. But I do believe it gives them good feedback to know what they're doing well at and what they need to do more work around. For staff, there's a bill called Senate Bill 191, Educator Effectiveness, and part of a teacher's evaluation goes on how students do on the assessments in their classes.
All right, that sounds great. So thank you for your time today, Dr. Hatchell.
All right, thank you, Julie.
Coming up after the break, we will recap the 2014 football and soccer playoffs. But first, we will take a look at a week's worth of weather. You're watching 20 TV Weekly.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it.
I know. Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to 20 TV Weekly. Thanks for staying with us.
We've seen a decent warm-up after last week's cold spell. How long can we expect that warmth to last? Let's go to Cheyenne Dahl with the weather.
That's right, we have definitely seen a warm-up across the region. Temperatures almost 50 degrees warmer compared to that last cold spell we experienced, which actually puts us around our average highs for this time of year. Taking a look across the U.S., not a lot going on for the most part, unless you live in Buffalo, New York. They've been seeing a lot of lake effect snow across that area. Some places reaching as much as 6 feet of snow in just a day or two. That's more than the average they usually see all year in just one storm. And unfortunately for them, there's still more snow in the forecast. The rest of the country is looking pretty quiet, especially here in Colorado, where we're not even seeing much in the way of cloud cover. Looking at our almanac for this time of year, our average high is 48 degrees with our average low coming in at 23 degrees. The record low set back in 1957 was 1 below zero, and we've seen just about 0.2 of an inch of precipitation in the last month. The 5-day forecast is looking pretty good compared to averages for the first half of the weekend, but things cool down a bit starting Sunday for a few days with the high zone of 35 on Monday and Tuesday, and we're not expecting any rain or snow for the next week. So even though we'll see plenty of sun over the next week, it still looks like we'll need to bundle up as well. Julie and Robert?
Thanks, Cheyenne.
Let's now turn to 20 TV Sports with Nicole Vogt.
District 20 has its first athletic state champion of the school year. The Air Academy boys soccer team beat in-district rival the Classical Academy for the 4A state title. The Cadets won 2-0 on 2 penalty kicks. James Sims scored the first goal and David Louthan added the insurance goal. Air Academy finished the season undefeated. TCA's only loss of the year came from the championship game. However, the Titans only lose 3 players to graduation, so they will still be a force for years to come. Meanwhile, 2 District 20 football teams are still alive in the playoffs. Discovery Canyon and Pine Creek both played in semifinals this week. The Eagles are the #1 in seed and defending state champs in the Class 4A. They travel to Falcon for a rematch of an early season game. In that one, Pine Creek escaped with a win in overtime. The Thunder are also the #1 seed, but in Class 3A. They are undefeated on the year and have a big rivalry game this weekend as they welcome Pueblo East to town. Discovery Canyon beat Eagles 27-21 earlier this year. Both games start at 1 on Saturday. That DCC versus Pueblo East game was one of many we broadcasted live here on 20 TV during the fall season. And now you can watch any of our upcoming 19 live sports broadcasts. Our entire winter schedule is now available on our website, www.asd20.org/20tvsports. We start off with Discovery Canyon versus Denver South on December 1st. Our schedule also includes 3 basketball doubleheaders and 1 hockey doubleheader. That's all for sports. Robert and Julie?
Thanks, Nicole. We have more ahead on 20 TV Weekly.
Coming up next, we'll show you what you can expect in next week's show.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
TV Weekly. We're almost out of time for this week's show.
But first, we're going to take a look at some of the stories we're working on for next week.
A choir festival sings to the heart of District 20.
And students get a little extra help with their reading.
Plus much more news, weather, and sports right here on 20 TV Weekly.
That's all the time we have for this week's show.
Thanks for joining us and have a great week.